and welcome back, everybody. You are currently watching the Disability and Neurodivergence special here on GDQ Hotfix, live from, well, we had stuff yesterday, so hopefully you didn't miss it, but if you did, we'll have it on YouTube later. And then all of today, supporting autistic women and non-binary network in their quest to provide community support and resources for autistic women and gender non-binary people through disability justice, gender and racial equity, and neurodiversity and trans liberation. If you want to donate to this fantastic organization that I just told you about, you can click the button down below. Usually it will say subscribe. It don't say that right now. It says donate to charity because we're trying to help them with their endeavors and bringing that liberation to all those groups that we just named. And if you're on mobile, you can do !donate in the chat to get access to a link that'll allow you to stay on your mobile device and donate and help a good cause. This next game, so I got really excited about Kerbo, but I don't think people understand and appreciate that Rugrats was a staple in my household. And so seeing Rugrats games always makes me very, very nostalgic just in general. I know that they made one very, very recently, or it's at least in early access. And I got to play it at PAX East and I was just like, this could be the worst game ever. And I'm going to probably still contribute to it because it's Rugrats. It's Tommy Pickles and friends and you get Reptar. And it's just a fun little show about a bunch of babies walking around having whole dialogues and lives. And it's ridiculous. It's absolutely wonderful. But we're going to actually play some of it, and I'm super, super, super looking forward to it. So I believe we're ready to take off with some Rugrats gaming. Hang on, let me actually read the name of your game. Let me be a halfway decent person. I could do that. You know, actually, I'm just going to let you introduce it. I just yap a lot. I'm just going to let you introduce it.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. Welcome, everyone, to Rugrats Search Reptar. You might be wondering what's going on here, and we're just rebooting the game for two reasons here. We're going to watch the intro because, of course, Rugrats is nothing without its amazing introduction on each of the episodes that appears. But it's also for a second reason. We're going to be doing some RNG manipulation right off the bat on the main menu. So that's why we're also rebooting as well. But yeah, I am InfinityGene. I've been running this game for about 2 years now, I think it is. And honestly, like, this game and this franchise holds super close to my heart, honestly. Like, it's one of my most, if not the best, cartoon series that I love, even to this day. Like, I'll still rewatch episodes of this. Like, again, just, you know, listening to the theme tune here, like, just... I mean, yes, it's a little bit low res, this intro here, compared to the actual one, but it still is absolutely faithful to the original one. And what's beautiful about this game is it's basically going to... all the levels are based on actual episodes. So it's not just like a randomly generated storyline or anything. They're all based on existing storylines here. And of course, here we've got the infamous splash screen, and then of course we roll with Rugrats Search Reptar. So, as I mentioned before, we're going to be doing some RNG manipulation right off the bat on the main menu here. So hopefully the load and save screen will show up here. There we go. And basically, we're going to start the time when I press X on here, so I'll give a countdown in a moment. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be mashing through the menus, and then we're going to be starting the game on a certain frame or a certain sort of range, which allows us to get the best RNG for the first level coming up, which I'll explain in a moment. So if you get ready with time in 3, 2, 1, go. So we're just going to mash through this window here. There we go. Ooh, we should be good. So what we were looking for is Tommy and Phil's heads to pop in the corners then. And the audio might get a little bit cut off because of fast disk speed, unfortunately, but that's fine. So we're going to watch the first interactable, which is the Chucky's Glasses entry. So basically around the Pickles home, there's basically lots of objects that you can interact with, which allow you to access the levels. So Chucky's Glasses is, if people remember, it's all about the hide and seek that they tried to do. But of course, Chucky being the person to try and seek everyone without his glasses, because Angelica called it cheating at the time, makes it a little bit impossible for Chucky to find lots of the Rugrats, basically. And in the episode, he starts going outside, thinking everything is like an evil monster or a clown or something, because without his glasses, the entire world is like sort of different for Chucky. So we're just going to go around and tag all of the Rugrats and then race them to the playpen again. And since we've done some RNG manipulation, we can actually see where they're going to be all the time. So we know where all 3 of them are going to be on this RNG seed. The amount of steps that we take towards that interactable to enter the level also matters, and it also changes the seed as well. And with that, the first level is complete. And every time we complete a level, we go back to the beloved Pickles home, which some of the areas might look a little bit familiar to you, because it's pretty much as close as you can get, really, to the original. So we're going to head upstairs, and obviously, you know, as you did growing up, you'd always climb the stairs like this, of course, you know, super quick. Tommy is quite an agile Rugrat as well, and you're going to see that later on when you see him launch down the stairs later on in one jump. And,
I have to interject. Did you say launch down the stairs?
Oh, yes. And we're about to show why that's possible in a moment.
Oh, my gosh.
So we're on to Circus Angelicus, and we're not going to a good start here because Spike's refusing to jump. But Circus Angelicus is a 3-part level. It'll be a longer 3-part level if I don't get all the bones. But with the first part, basically, we've got Spike and Tommy in the ring at the moment. Tommy's the ringmaster who's just spinning around in the circle at the moment. We can't see him because he's off the camera. Don't mind him, though. He's trying to help. And then we're going to pick up the last bone here. Oh, the last few bones, I should say. And after this, we're going to go to Phil and Lil onto the tricycle, where basically they're going to do a launch into a target. And this is kind of like the only racing part of the game. And it's interesting to point out here why they added a speedometer to a section that lasts 20 seconds and doesn't ever appear in the game ever again. I mean, I suppose it's just for the aesthetics here. So we want to launch at the end of this ramp by jumping. Now, that extra bit of a distance that we jumped there is going to be very important later, because it's going to affect our jump for the rest of the game now.
Oh, because my God.
The reason why we do this level first is because it now gives us the ability to launch as far as that does. And now we're moving on to no more cookies. Don't blink, you might miss this level. What we're going to do is we're going to throw the box to Phil, get tackled by Angelica. It's going to look a little bit glitched, don't worry about them. And then we're going to eat the cookies. Is that simple enough?
I love the sound of you just like hoarding all the cookies as quickly as you can, too. And don't think I'm not going to mention how when you first started and it gave us kind of this splash screen like we're looking at right now, it also played the same music that would be at the start of a Rugrats episode.
Yes, absolutely.
Actually screaming inside.
So we're going to try and launch down these stairs. Wow, we nearly did then. So again, you know, as a baby, I mean, I used to jump down those stairs perfectly like that. So yeah. Now we're going on to the Mysterious Mr. Friend, which has the scary little clown robots that Stu made, because Stu's an inventor in the show, of course. And as you can hear their voices, very disturbing and spooky. And now we're going to go against 3 of them. So on this level here, we're trying to just jump into them, but there are different ways to tackle them. Oh, we're just going to jump into them, though, because it's a little bit quicker. And a few hits, and then they explode. Oh, one more here. Just got to wait for this one to come up. There is a little bit of RNG with this level, depending on when they come up, is determined by RNG. And you might also be noticing that we're picking up all these jigsaw pieces, and they're vital to the main story, basically, because we're trying to find Reptar. But obviously, to find Reptar, we need to not bonk into that wall.
I kind of feel like bonking into the wall as a very rapidly moving small child is only acceptable. Like, I'm gonna be very, as someone who has a 3-year-old nephew, I've seen the bonks in real time. Yeah. It's just accuracy. That's all that is.
Yeah, I remember my little brother growing up, and he's bonked his head plenty of times. Bless him. But yeah, it's just what you would do when you're young, really. So the idea is on each level, we're trying to complete the level to get the jigsaw piece. That's usually located at the end. And we need 12 of those pieces to get to the final level, to Reptar 2010. Now, with this category in particular, we're doing all the levels, just to showcase the game a little bit more, because the N% category will involve us collecting the Reptar bars, which you may be seeing all around different levels. But we're going to be ignoring most of those. I might pick a few up just to give you a bit more nostalgia, just because it does the infamous Reptar roar every time you pick one up. And of course, if there's lots in a row, then it's just going to keep spamming out noise all the time. So it's a beautiful sound.
I can only imagine.
So with Mirrorland, obviously you might be wondering, the house is looking a bit wonky at the moment. That's because it's obviously upside down, and that was the whole idea behind the episode. But it wasn't meant to be like upside down. Basically, what was happening was everything was sort of different. So I think Grandpa was wearing a wig, but obviously they thought that Grandpa was an alternate grandpa, like.
Oh.
And I think Dee Dee was in a tutu and everything.
Yes, I know exactly which episode you're talking about, because Grandpa was wearing a wig and it fits so poorly over his actual head. Like, you could still see that he was missing all of his hair in the middle, but it was just kind of like slapped on top of it, and it was a whole mess. And the kids were like running and screaming for the entire episode. And I think it's not the same as the one when Stu was sleepwalking, but it's like in that same vein of like surreal weirdo episodes. It's just like, what in the hell is happening?
Yeah, the sleepwalking one I remember, because he was breaking lots of eggs, I think, on that episode as well, and the Stu's famous omelette, I think he was calling it as well. So.
Yes, Stu's famous omelet, and then he kept like also alternating into like this weird Reptar-esque energy. But I do want to pivot for just a hot second to let everybody know that we did just open up a very cheeky little milestone. It's going to be in a couple of hours when we play some Tetris, and it's for $4,300 donated to Autistic Women and Nonbinary Network. You know how much we like to do extra games here, yeah? We like more content. We are always striving for additional content. So what if for your Tetris, we put in more Tetris so you could T-spin while you T-spin? How do we feel about that?
Ooh.
I kind of I'm not very good at T-spinning myself. I'm not going to front. I remember the first time I saw a T-spin and I was like, I don't understand what just happened. And now I understand it and I'm just bad at it. So those are different. But good job on getting your Reptar balloons.
Thank you. There was a slight little glitch that we just performed there where we can get a double balloon, and that can help when it comes to some of the collection. It just means that we can skip a few balloons, and if you can get quite a few of them in that level, you can definitely save about 4 or 5 seconds, which for this speedrun, it's quite significant because the times are starting to knock down quite a bit. We do have a new world record holder. Apologies if I can't pronounce the name properly. I think it's Rachel, I think it is.
Okay.
Gonna try and leap down the stairs. Unfortunately, not leaping as much there, but that's fine.
Oh.
But with this level, we're trying to race Angelica all the way to the kitchen to go get some cookies, even though there's lots of cookies flying around, but we ignore those. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna cheat a little bit. We're gonna click through the fence. Like so. There we go.
Fair.
Just
that's
as you would.
I would say that's classic Rugrat behavior.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Rugrats manipulating the laws of physics and everything else involved with that, just to get what they want. And now we're moving into Grandpa's room because we're going to go do Visitors from Outer Space. Now, this one I remember very, very well because it had the different characters. Well, it had the parents as aliens, basically, and Grandpa's like a big robot. So, and it was a great episode, I think, because there was a lot of Star Trek references in it, which I was like, oh, wow, okay.
Now,
but
see,
to be fair,
I would say for all the Rugrat knowledge I have, like Adam's point now, I actually do not have good Star Trek knowledge. That's for my friend Ash Set High, who is very cute and wonderful and is not here, unfortunately. So I will just believe her if she came in and said this happens. I'm like, I believe you and I trust you entirely.
Yeah. Oh, this level was great, though.
Oh, God, that fish was awful.
Yes, that is George, I think he's called. But George basically lies to Angelica, says that he's going to treat Angelica like a princess, and then teleports her to a desert world, and then just dashes off. But for some reason in this level, it's a little bit different. She actually does escape, but then the Rugrats kind of leave her behind. So some of the storylines are a little bit manipulated from the actual episode. I don't know why, because I think it would have been nice to have the original, but it's fine.
I feel too. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. It's fine.
I was gonna say, I feel like they should just do all the games based off of episodes and stuff. But then someone had mentioned what the episodes are that they remember. So we talked about the one where Stu is sleepwalking. Yep. Who remembers the episode where there's a bully on the playground and she keeps putting bubble gum in everyone's hair?
Oh yeah, I think that the big bully one. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh my God, that was like my first hold up. Oh my God, did you just launch?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I said this is normal behavior for a Rugrat.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
So we're on Let There Be Light. This one's quite memorable as well. So we've just interacted with the fridge because that's what happens in the episode. And now we're going to go find Spike to help us open the fridge because we can't open it right now since we're too weak. Now, Spike has a bit of RNG on this level. He can be in 5 different locations. And, well, 6 locations, actually. One of them being outside, which I'm hoping he's not outside, because that's considered the best RNG, but also the worst RNG. Oh, there he is. So we just interact with him, he helps us with the fridge, and then everyone's happy. We get some snacks, and the power comes back on. Now we're going on to Touchdown Tommy, which is meant to be a Super Bowl ripoff, except with a chocolate milk bottle. So we're going to throw it to Phil again, as always, because Phil is the hungry one. And Phil actually does eat things and consume things a lot quicker. We're just going to stay away from Lil here. Ooh! Okay. So the problem is we were trying to jam Angelica between Lil then and the block. But we just had to move away safely. And you could just hear the announcer going, yeah, because basically it cuts off right at the last second all the time. And then, of course, with that, we're moving on to the next level. So we're going to go back upstairs because we've still got a level that we need to do. Well, we've got 2 levels that we need to do. And this is where we start going into what's apparently the hard levels of the run, according to the game. We're going to the 7 Voyages of Cynthia, which is the one where Tommy and Chucky basically stole Angelica's toy, Cynthia, put her on a little boat, and then went into the sewers, basically. And then Spike decided to save the day by finding Cynthia for Angelica, because Spike was getting sick of Angelica crying.
Before I get into the Cynthia sagas, I do want to read a couple of donations if I can.
Absolutely, yeah, go for it.
Sensational. So we do have a $25 donation from Minister of Love. Minister of Love donating $25 towards community aid and individual support for disabled and autistic people. Thank you so very much for your support. We also have a $5 donation from Pianza. Appreciate y'all coming out with donations for the Autistic Women and Nonbinary Network. And again, now that it's active, we do have that milestone down below. So we have a little bit of time chat. So we can all hang out and listen to the sweet dronings of Rugrats nostalgia episodes and agreeing heartily with Angelica's crying being put to a halt because she was obnoxious. I don't feel bad talking bad about Angelica ever at all. I actually think she annoyed me a lot. But Cynthia, can we please talk about how that doll was going through it?
I mean, we can see a picture of Cynthia up at the top there. And
even the caricature.
So it was meant to be a bit of a Barbie ripoff at the time on the show. But obviously, Cynthia had a bit of a unique style, but obviously it was Angelica who had the only Cynthia doll really in the entire show. No one else did. So it can't have been that popular. There she is. So this level was a bit weird because you had all sorts of elements that don't really make it look like a children's video game. You've got radiation barrels, you've got waste sewage, rats, and then your HP bar is a bone that decays. It's a bit of a different tone, really, with how everything else looks.
My mommy and daddy's room.
So now we're going to go to another hard level, which is known as Toy Palace. It's a 2-parter, this one. So we play as Chucky, who is, of course, as you remember, pretty scared of everything that moves and makes a sound, including all these toys that make these sort of squeaky sounds. And they actually injure Chucky, the sounds and everything, or anything that it touches, pretty much. Now, got to be careful with these arrows. If an arrow lands directly on Chucky's head in the right position, he'll instantly die. Basically, he doesn't have iframes, and it just drains his HP straight to 0. So it was obviously unintentional, but there you go. So now we're on to one of the best tricks of the run. We're going to basically get Reptar to help save the day by putting the monkey that's in the back of the shop into the teleport or the time machine. What we're going to do here is we're going to try and position ourselves in a certain way so we can try and do an up warp up here. Now, I don't think that's going to work, so we're going to have to reset this if we can. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to clip slightly into the wall like that. And then we just need to pick up the box, do a few turns. I don't think that's going to work either. We'll give it a few attempts and then we'll try the other way.
That's
there are two ways to deal with this level. So this is the up warp that you can try and do. This is actually, I only just learned this today, so I just wanted to try it out just for the fun of it. But I think we need to try it one more time and then we'll just move on.
Yeah, and then while you're trying that, I want to say thank you for the $15 donation from Sora. Thank you so very, very much for donating towards events hosted by and designed for autistic and disabled people. Did you get it while I was reading?
No, unfortunately not.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to go.
I thought I missed it.
route.
I was about to actually be super annoyed.
I did just learn it today, to be honest, but it's quite consistent. It's just a little bit of a problem really to do sometimes because you have to basically position yourself inside the wall a little bit, and basically it allows you to somewhat clip into the wall. And it's kind of similar to how normal up warps work in other video games, pretty much, where like if you stand in a certain position, it'll just zip you upwards. It's relatively new, the up warp, but there's been a more consistent method of doing it. So the other method is to use the glitch that we got earlier with the jump distance that we can do to basically leap over here and skip like 4 different blocks that we need, and we can just finish the level with 2. And when with that, let's not fall off. And with that, we just hit the switch and then we're done. And again, most of the game comes with the cutscenes as well, so I would definitely check this game out if you've never played it, or even if you have, replay it again, because it's just as amazing as you should remember it, really. A little bit jank in some areas, but I mean, that's understandable with this game in particular, because it was quite early in the PlayStation life cycle, this.
I was gonna say, like, I saw that PlayStation 1 logo, and it's like, by proxy of playing a PS1 game, chat, I think that's just a given piece, where it's like, tank controls are gonna happen, weird clunkiness is gonna happen. A lot of people know that I actually work in game dev, and I actually work on the Tomb Raider games, and one of the most fascinating moments was seeing all the remasters coming out around Tomb Raider, Crash Bandicoot, Croc, and many others, and people in the modern era are playing it, and they're just like, yo, this controls kind of like dog water. And it's all of us in the back going, correct. Yep, that's normal. And everyone's like, y'all lived like this? Yeah.
Yeah, with the Croc remaster as well, especially, like, of course, a lot of people did enjoy the remastered control scheme that you could use. I didn't. I preferred the tank controls, but I guess that's because I'm just used to it at that point, so...
I was the same way in the Crash remasters, where people were just like, I don't understand how you can play this. And I was like, oh, I was molded in the fires of Crash Bandicoot. Like, I platinum Crash Bandicoot before we knew that we were going to have achievements in platinums.
Yeah, for sure. So with Gold Rush done, Gold Rush again is just a bonus level. Bonus levels, except Mirrorland, only give you Reptar bars. 15 bars give you an extra puzzle piece, but we don't have to worry about that right now. What we have to worry about is our shopping list at the moment. We've gone shopping because Grandpa wants to get some fudgy dinglings, as they're called in the show, because he's run out.
I forgot about that.
So he takes Tommy shopping, and we're going to help him with that, but we're also going to find some Reptar cereal. But at the same time, we're going to throw pies at the students who are working here, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
And then they just run off, and then we start looting the shop by getting some Reptar cereal, by avoiding the random lobsters that are just located everywhere. Because apparently us throwing the pies has caused this shop to be a mess now.
Did I do that?
So...
but lobsters is a wild choice.
Yeah. It's funny that you say that, because, you know, keep lobsters in your mind right now, folks, because... that might be significant in a few seconds. Some of you may understand what's about to come, but there's a giant blue lobster now that we have to defeat.
Oh, no.
Now, normally you would have to stun the lobster by throwing a can at it, but we're not going to do that. That's not nice. So instead, we're just going to run up here and skip all that, and then press the lever that sends the lobster into the machine, I guess. I don't know where it goes, to be honest.
No.
It's on a
We're gonna say
conveyor.
we'll say it puts him back into the large lobster tank.
Yes.
Popcorn.
No, okay, Adam, get out of here. Literally, Adam just said, I've seen enough. Let Tommy quarterback the Jets. Let's let Tommy quarterback with the Jets.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
amazing. Absolutely hilarious. I was gonna say as well, the whole thing with the tank control stuff is just like, I don't know, it's just something that it grows on you.
Yeah.
But I do have something exciting I'd like to share with you.
Oh, go ahead, yeah.
So it appears that the lovely folks at Twitch are also Rugrat enjoyers.
Oh.
It appears they're Rugrat enjoyers. Twitch, while you're here, you have to tell us who your favorite Rugrat is and why. But before you get to that, I want to say thank you so much for your extremely generous $1,000 donation.
Oh, wow.
Towards Autistic Women and Nonbinary Network. That means that in a couple of hours, we're going to play more Tetris in your Tetris. But for the time being, we're going to keep on holding on to the nostalgic vibes of Tommy Pickles running very expeditiously in what has to be the world's most ill-fitted diaper of all time.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much. Yeah, wow.
That goose sure can waddle.
You are... I was reading chat and they said they are Rugrat enjoyers.
Good. Yeah, Rugrats
Susie
is just...
Carmichael supremacy. Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go. Susie Carmichael mentioned. Sorry, I got
It's
really
interesting
excited.
because Susie's actually in this game, but she's only available through the multiplayer, which is odd because she does exist. It's just she's not in any of the main levels.
Save you, Chucky.
But I think because most of these episodes were based off the first 2 seasons, and I think that was before Susie came along. Because I think Susie came along season 3. I might be wrong though. So yeah, we're just chasing the goose because the goose stole Chucky. It's like Untitled Goose Game, but the same thing. And as you can see, it's the same scene in the... let's not hit Chucky anymore, actually, because that is not a good idea. So we're throwing hockey pucks at the goose just to stop him chasing Chucky. There we go. I just had to be a little bit careful then because I nearly took out Chucky and that would reset the entire level. And that's not a good thing. But yeah, Grandpa's Teeth, a very famous level, famous episode, I should say. And now we're moving on to the mini golf section of the game. Ah yes, Ice Cream Mountain, which has the famous announcer from the episode as well, who's basically a con man in the show. And is trying to scam Stu and Drew from getting a free game. So with the mini golf, basically, there's going to be a lot of hole-in-ones that we're going to try and do.
Yay!
Every time we get a hole-in-one, we get a few Reptar bars. We don't care about those, but we do care about hole-in-ones just to speed things up. And hole 2 is also no exception to that. We're going to try and get a hole-in-one here by aiming towards...
You want a year's supply.
And this answers D-Mac's question. We are now doing the mini golf level because they came in and was like, this was my childhood. We're having some big nostalgia energy, D-Mac. We really, truly are.
Absolutely, yeah. We're going to try and do a hole-in-one attempt on hole 3, but it's not always guaranteed. You have to be basically frame perfect for this one. Otherwise, we have to do the walk of shame.
Talk about phlegm.
Oh, no.
Oh, I don't think that's enough. Oh, it's going to look tight. Oh, it's good. Wow.
Nice.
Okay.
Great work.
Yeah. That's great, yeah. Because it didn't look like it was going to do it with the amount of power that I was doing. It was slightly off. It was like 99% that. So... But yeah, you don't want to overshoot some of these holes because the ball will just bounce off the hole. So, hole 4, you've got to be a little bit careful and you want to swing to the left of this first ramp here because on the right, it's a little bit uneven terrain. God, I'm feeling like a proper pro golfer now. We're about 200 yards from the hole, even though that's probably not 200 yards. It's probably like 12, but...
You don't want all that ice cream.
Oh,
Again,
dear.
the announcer's like telling us we don't want ice cream, but I think...
Incorrect.
I think we can disagree, yeah.
Yeah, we can disagree. The announcer literally did not watch yesterday's stream where we explicitly said that we wanted ice cream. I'm going to go ahead and recommend that announcer go over to our YouTube channel so they can catch yesterday's episode of the Disability and Neurodivergence special, because if they were watching, they would know that we are all pro ice cream in this channel.
Really got to change that free ice cream policy.
Now,
Indeed.
you know what? Now that the announcer's trolling me specifically, and I don't appreciate that.
But yeah, this, like, I was going to mention this as well, like, the Rugrats franchise had quite a lot of games available back in the day. Not so much these days, but there was, of course, Rugrats Adventures in Gameland, which is a brand new game that was released quite recently. It was about a year ago now, I think. Gonna try and go, oh, I don't think it's holding one there. It's going down. Okay. I have to do the walk of shame here. But yeah, like if you've got any games that you all remember currently, throw them in the chat and see if I recognize any of them as well. But
Talk about phlegm?
there are some good games and there are some not so good games in the franchise. Some of my not so good games are probably the Game Boy games, to be honest, because they're just reskins of the same thing.
It's harder than it
But they're also
It looks
not
impossible.
that playable. They're a little bit glitchy. Then again, so is this game, but I play it quite
Yeah.
a lot. Oh look, we found Reptar. That's it. GG, we're done.
All right, we're finished here. But
we
according
found
to
him,
this,
yeah.
Some ice cream? Psych.
this man is taunting me with this ice cream. I'm gonna go get ice cream
Oh.
after this. Just on. Oh, this is me actually playing golf. Like, it's pretty bad. You would think that because I have so much math in my brain that I would be better with angles. Spoilers for everyone. If you've ever watched me play Tire Unite, you'll see I am quite bad.
Yeah.
Also, someone just said nice on, and I appreciate you. I want you to know that. I appreciate you.
God, I haven't played Mario Golf for ages, but I know that reference.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they had the same thing too in Wii Sports, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I
So-
heard it in that specific voice. Go ahead.
Sorry. I don't know if anyone remembers this level in particular, but if you remember, you could go inside the pyramid, and there was a nice little
Boy, talk about phlegm.
surprise inside of that pyramid as well. A very spooky surprise. I'm not going to spoil it because I think you should all discover what it is instead. So we're going to try and go for
Some ice
a
cream?
3-shot here. We're going to try and do fairly high power here to do a rebound. Nice. Very good. And now we're moving on to the very last hole, Ice Cream Mountain itself. We're going to try and go for a hole in one, because why wouldn't you on Ice Cream Mountain? You get a free game after all if you do.
You don't want all that ice cream anyway. Boy, talk about phlegm.
Sorry, I just had to let him talk, then the announcer.
Do you have to let him talk? I feel like that's
No.
not true. I feel like that's not true.
But I have to let him taunt me just so I can gloat later, because I got a hole in one on the last hole then. And with that, we are done with Ice Cream Mountain. And we're getting very close to the end of the game, unfortunately, because we've pretty much done nearly all the levels. We've got 2 more levels to do. We've got Egg Hunt, and then we've got the very last Reptar 2010 level to do.
So in terms of the routing for this, I actually wanted to ask this question because I saw that you were doing the hard levels prior to this. Is there a reason, like, is it just because of where they're placed in the house, or is it because of how they load?
It's about 2 things. So it's about the position in the level, in the hub world, or the house. But it's also based on the bonus levels as well. So 3 of the 4 bonus levels teleport you back to the playpen area. Whereas Mirrorland actually teleports you, it keeps you upstairs. So the reason why we do some of these levels in a certain order is for that reason. But the other reason as well is we do Circus Angelica second, so we can take advantage of the extra jump distance that we can do. Because of course, as you've seen, that's been extremely helpful for a lot of the jumps that we've done. But in terms of routing this, yeah, like it's usually sticking to that same route, just if you want to get the best kind of movement for the entire run, but also just the best route in general. We start with Chucky's glasses just because the RNG manipulation can be done on the main menu, and it's very easy to perform as well. The only RNG manipulation that isn't really possible is the one for finding Cynthia, and then the other one which is for finding Spike in Let There Be Light. So, but other than that, this game is very easy to get into. I definitely recommend you try and give it a go, honestly. Would be nice to have some more runs for this.
Where's my Reptar?
And now we're going to do the hardest game in the game. We're going to do a jigsaw puzzle. Whoa,
Oh,
that was
yay.
close. Whoa, nearly.
Almost messed up.
Aye. So you've got to be fairly precise with this puzzle, actually, because if you are slightly off, like by a significant amount, it'll just reset the piece.
Oh, okay. At least it doesn't reset the entire puzzle. I was ready for you to say that.
No.
Oh, I was scared for a second.
You might be scared here because we're about to be Reptar.
Oh no.
So yeah, we found Reptar, the real Reptar this time.
Ravaging the city. Never in my entire
And as we go past Rhino's Burgers and Burgers, the THQ building, THQ.
I was gonna say
remember
THQ building. Yeah, that's a thing. It's real. That existed. Yeah.
that? The Science Center, Bob's Gas, gone.
Oh no. I love the St. Louis Science Center. Jeez.
There's a lot of Rhino's Burgers here. It's quite popular in this, isn't it?
I feel like the burgers thing is chat's fault because they made Twitch Burgy again, and
Yeah.
I will hold y'all accountable for this for eternity.
Yeah. Oh, Chicken Man's used cars. Yeah, that's the Rugrats Theatre. Like, it's all gone.
Well, get that out of here. That's clearly just not a thing we need anymore.
But this is your reward
there's more
for
burgers.
getting all the puzzle pieces, and time is about to come up now when the screen fades to black, and time. And your reward is one of the best dance sequences of any game, really, in my opinion.
Oh, I love this. I love this. You know what? PS1 developers were truly just trying their best, and it's an era of gaming that I long for, where we just tried stuff.
Absolutely. I think, like, with this being the first game, like, this is the one that everyone remembers the most, Search for Reptar. And then, like, they went up a little bit. They went up a bit more and did Studio Tour, which has more mini games and more variety than just the platforming on its own. But it still has a lot of issues on that. Then, of course, Rugrats in Paris. That was made not by THQ though. That was made by Avalanche Software.
Okay.
And that was on the N64 and the PS1 as well. And then you started getting Royal Ransom, I think. Then you had a lot of Game Boy Advance games. Of course, you had Game Boy Color games. You even had an N64 game, which was a board game. And then you've got, of course, Adventures in Gameland, which is their latest thing. So, but yeah, with that said and done, that is Rugrats. Oh, sorry, The Search for Reptar. For some reason, the title of the game is changed on the credits. For some reason, it's not the same as the actual box art, so they've just added the in the end. So. But,
that's someone that's a semantics junkie that's in the back that's just like, that's not a complete statement, and everyone's just rubbing their temples, rolling their eyes like, oh my God, just put the in there once so they leave us alone.
Yeah, absolutely. But I just want to say a big thank you to allowing me to showcase this a beautiful and memorable game. Like, as I've mentioned before, and I just want to say it again, like, Rugrats means everything to me. Like, I just want to shout out my foster parents, honestly, because they treated me to so much Rugrats merchandise. They knew how much I loved the show. I've even on my shelf up on the top there, I've still got my Chucky doll that when you squeeze his belly, he actually starts crying and everything.
Oh, no.
With actual tears. It was lovely because I used to hug him when I was upset. And then I've got all the old VHS tapes up there as well. They're very colourful. Some of them are orange tapes as well, which was a very unique colour scheme for some of those. So, but yeah, Rugrats means everything to me. I say that you can't be too old to watch cartoons. I think if you've never watched Rugrats, now is the time to try and just watch it, because there's definitely a lot of jokes that you wouldn't have got growing up as well. And these days I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, Grandpa, you can't say that. But honestly,
that reminds that to keep the kind of feels train going. That's the same thing with my dad. I don't have a working relationship with my mom anymore, but my dad, when he came to visit me in college, we had to have that exact conversation because he was saying a term that I'm obviously not going to repeat, and that was the first time I caught myself turning into the parent. And I was like, "Oh no, Dad, you can't say that." And he's like, "I always said that," and I was like, "I understand that, but you can't actually say that." You can't say that. And he's just like, well, it's fine. I'm like, it's not fine. But shout outs to those who make it. Yes. Oh, I just saw the screen on there. It says we did it for the children too.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Yeah, shout outs to those who are making sure that kids get to have childhoods and making sure that they have something that they can take with them for all time.
Absolutely.
Rugrats means a lot to me too.
Yeah, for sure. And, it's just been an absolute pleasure showing this. Sorry. I had to show Spike quickly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I am okay with that. That gives me a chance to not be teary-eyed, so when I outro, I don't sound like a mess and everyone's like, did we activate PT cry %?
We'll throw a bone. We'll throw a bone for Spike.
Oh, look at Tommy bringing that bone over.
Here, Spike.
Oh, Spike did nothing wrong. Never did anything wrong, not even once.
But yeah, with that, also one last thing, the game didn't crash. This game is quite prone to crashing at times. So keep that in mind if you ever try to run this game. So, but yeah, with that, I'm going to hand it over to you. And thank you very much for letting me showcase this amazing
Absolutely.
game.
Thank you so much for showing the game. Thank you so much for that heartwarming story at the end as well. As someone said in chat, let the kids be kids. We're going to go ahead and take a small break. I would highly suggest that while you're still in your nostalgia moment, maybe go ahead and enjoy some of that nostalgia and get you some nice snacks, get you one of your favorite treats, bring back the childhood memories, and really, really get cozy here. We're going to be hanging out and doing some more because that's going to be the end of the cozy block for a minute because we're going into Wario after this. And Wario is not exactly what I deem soft and chill. So get your blanket, get your snacks, and we'll see you here in a few minutes.